everybody. Welcome to my kitchen, and I'm Jeannie, and I'm going to show you some absolutely fun things to do with wild truffle, mushroom, arugula pizza. I actually had a hankering or a craving for wild mushroom and truffled arugula pizza about a month ago, and I just decided about time I make my own, and I found it to be absolutely foodgastic. So I want to share my recipe with you just so you can enjoy it. First and foremost, I make my handmade thin crust pizza, which is about 3 cups flour, about a teaspoon of salt, about a tablespoon of olive oil, and then of course I got one of those package of yeast for pizzas, and I just opened that up, put in about a 1/4 cup of warm water, and then I added in just about a teaspoon of some yummy honey. And I waited about 10 minutes after I stirred all that up, and then I added it to my dough and added another 3/4 cup of water just to kind of keep it nice and fresh. And I have already created it, rolled it out, and put it right here on my very own pizza pan. What I like about this pizza pan, I'm just going to lift this up for a second, is that it's already perforated. So when it cooks, it's going to cook really evenly, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. So here I have my olive oil, and I prefer Spanish, but any olive oil will do. And I'm just going to brush it on, just to get it nice and moist. And I'll hit the ends, or I should say the edges, just the way I like it, just so it's all nice and moist when it cooks up. Just a little bit more. There we go. Didn't want to come out. Then I'm going to take some cornmeal. I have actually a medium cornmeal, but any cornmeal will do. And I'm just going to sprinkle it on top. It gives a nice crunch to the pizza, and it doesn't make it, taste too plain or anything like that. It just gives it that extra kick. Next, I'm going to layer, if you will, my wild mushrooms, or in this case they're shiitake. And I just basically sliced them off, took off the stems. And the reason I like shiitake is that they are, very bold, and with the truffle itself, you have to be kind of careful. This truffle is very bitter by itself, and you really need more savory flavors to kind of balance it out. And that's why I really like the shiitake, because they are just delicious. And if you think about it, you put shiitakes soaking in water, it turns like a dark brown already, like a mahogany. And I think that's just because they're just a very bold kind of portobello, or excuse me, shiitake. So next I do is I've already taken about 4 ounces of goat cheese crumbles, and I put in about a teaspoon of this delicious truffle cream. And the reason I did that is just to kind of still give a hint of truffle, but not so much that it's like, wow, that's way too much, way, way too much. And then I take it and I kind of just liberally apply it, not too much though in terms of the chunks. I want to just gently put it in. And the reason for this is that, you'll see at the very end when I do the truffle oil, is that it just makes it taste a little more, what is that taste? It's very bold but yet very yummy. And I should also warn you, I used a teaspoon for 2 pizzas, because my recipe yields easily 2, pizzas for sure. Definitely. Okay, I think that's more than enough, but I'm going to break it up a little bit more so whoever takes a bite won't be like, whoa. The next I'm going to take is my goat cheese, and I'm just going to sprinkle, as you can see, right on top. I have a little bit left out of this. And I am going to add some more. And it's okay if it gets a little clumpy, no worries. This stuff bakes out perfectly. So here we go, a little bit more, yummy. I got this goat cheese from Whole Foods, but you can get goat cheese from, any store. And I think goat cheese crumbles are really the best. And once again, I'd say it's the cheese and the shiitakes are really towards your liking, meaning however much you want to eat is however much you want to eat. So the next thing I will do is put this in the oven. Oh, it's going to be so good when it comes out. 450, 12 to 13 minutes. Now I bet you're wondering, what if I don't have a pizza stone, or I don't have a fancy pizza tray? Okay. Here's a cookie sheet. Same thing. I basically just kind of did the same thing, just kind of made it a little smaller because I took the dough and I basically pulled it in half. Once again, a little olive oil. And what's nice about this is makes it really, if you will, personal pan size, which I love. So, and lots of my friends love it. And it's very popular. And you can't go wrong. So this is great. I know people swear by, if you will, pizza stones, and I love them too. But I gotta tell you, my tray that I bought is half of what a pizza stone costs. And I kind of like that idea. Especially, you know, if you could save a little money and use it multi-purpose. With those perforated edges, I can actually make cookies with that. And that is a nice thing to do because it's already there. So, a little bit more of my shiitake, my loose, wild shiitakes. A little bit more cheese. Oop, a little bit more. Now I bet you're wondering, I think she missed a step. No, I didn't miss it. I was just giving a little more cheese over there. I've got to go a little more lean with this. So I'm going to actually attach it, if you will, to other parts of the dough. Just because this could be quite a lot of truffle. And you don't want to overwhelm anybody with any type of taste. But even me, I don't like to be overwhelmed in truffle. I mean, that's the whole point of truffle. It's delicious. But it has to be in the right quantity. I once had a wonderful experience, or maybe not so wonderful experience, using truffle. I used this delicious truffle and honey. Oh, so wonderful. And I mixed it in with some fruit, a little bit of dairy, and it was just wonderful, if you get it. Really perfect. And here was the little problem with it. Yep, you got it. Oh, I'm going to need a knife. That's quite all right. Whoops. One more time. There we go. And it actually, I didn't use all of it. So what happened is, I actually started stinking up the whole pantry and the whole kitchen. And I was like, oh my word, this is terrible. And I ended up having to throw a good part of it out. And I was like, whoa, can't believe that happened. It does. So what I do now is anytime I buy anything that could be, ooh, definitely this is going to be tasty, any type of truffle, I basically put it in this airtight sealed container, and I highly recommend that. This, perfect, 450, 12, 13 minutes, it's going to be absolutely wonderful. Wait until we try the next step.